certain of is that love causes you to do things that you wouldn't normally do.
The wait is almost over for Matt James' season of The Bachelor, and we're breaking down the trailer for all of the clues of what to expect this season. Hey guys, welcome back to another shared news from home. We are so excited for Matt's season of The Bachelor, but before we get into this trailer, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring, and I'm joined by the wonderful Avery Grooms. Hello.
Hey, Fiona.
So I know we are both so excited to see Matt as The Bachelor. We have been talking about this for such a long time. I cannot believe we are finally here. Let's just dive into this trailer because it truly looks like it's going to be a crazy season. Tayshia's journey has ended and a new journey is beginning.
As one journey ends, another begins. Premiering on January 4th. An incredible new season of The Bachelor.
I mean, they obviously are just trying to make us all fall in love with Matt right there. I am so excited to see him as The Bachelor. I think he's going to be absolutely incredible. And it's truly crazy how I feel like Bachelor Nation has fallen in love with him and he's never been a part of the franchise.
I totally agree. I was just thinking this. He has like no prior experience on the show, unlike any other contestant. So we don't know that much about him, which I think is kind of refreshing. And a way to grab an audience with this clip right here, a little shower moment. Love that.
I know, it's so crazy. You're totally right. We don't know too much about him, but they do give us sort of like his spark notes in this teaser. So if you're not familiar, here's a little bit about Matt.
I grew up in North Carolina, but now I'm a commercial real estate broker in New York City. I've never been through something like this. This is all new to me.
Are you nervous?
Not anymore.
I mean, we have done some of our own digging. We know that in addition to being a real estate broker, he has like a charity organization that he's funded. He's done a lot of good in the world. He's been an athlete. He's modeled. He really is the full package. I feel like on paper, Matt is probably one of the most qualified bachelors we've ever seen.
Totally. On paper, 10 out of 10. And then you see him in person. I mean, he looks amazing. I just wonder if he's ready for this type of experience. Like, he just woke up one day and he was The Bachelor, which is crazy, on top of all the other accomplishments he has. So I think he'll handle this well, though.
I totally agree. I mean, he was going to be a contestant on Claire's season. He thought he was like all in to go potentially find the love of his life in Claire Crawley. And then obviously they pulled a fast one on us. They announced he was The Bachelor. He is the first Black Bachelor ever, which I feel like is such a crazy statement. I know we've talked about that before, but it looks like they really put in some effort this season to give us an incredibly beautiful, diverse group of women as well.
I do acknowledge color in every sense. At the end of the day, like, love is love. It doesn't matter what it looks like.
So I feel like we have seen Bachelor Nation, or the producers over at ABC, taking note of some very like warranted criticism and making some more effort to make the Bachelor franchise look more like the real world. I mean, I am so thrilled about this, and I really have high hopes after such a great cast of contestants for Tayshia that the women they cast this season are just as like mature, smart, well-rounded. I feel like they set the bar pretty high.
I think the bar is so high, especially coming out of Tayshia's season. Also, all the criticism ABC received for lack of diversity, I kind of expected them to step it up and have more people of color, which I've definitely noticed. I feel like this is the most I've seen in the whole, I mean, the show's been around for over 10 years now, and we're finally seeing some of this, which is crazy, but I'd love to see it.
Absolutely. And in addition to, I think, some very positive steps in the diversity sense, we're also going to see, I mean, it would not be a Bachelor season without some fireworks, without some over-the-top dates and glamour and all of that, which it looks like they're definitely giving us this season as well.
I potentially found the person who's going to change the world with me.
The work you're doing is going to shape a generation.
Felt like we had like a real connection, a real spark.
So I am already like loving these little sound bites we just got. Like she's looking for someone to change the world with her. I'm like, the wheels are turning in my head. I'm like, maybe she does charity work too. Like I'm so excited to see Matt find love, just like knowing him as Tyler Cameron's friend. I feel like, I don't know, I like have goosebumps. I'm just excited. I don't even know what else to say.
I know him being Tyler's like best friend already says a lot. He's obviously a great guy. And I know these little things they're saying already sound so inspirational, and definitely a lot of kissing in these clips already. So things are getting steamy.
It certainly is. I mean, it's clear, there's no question based on this trailer that he's going to find connections with many of these women. The chemistry looks like it's going to be off the charts. And it looks like we're not only getting like one set of serious connections. There seems to be multiple I love yous on the horizon this season.
Definitely could see myself falling in love with you. Oh my gosh, I am so in love with Matt.
I almost feel like he is such a great guy and has been so hyped up, and we've all been looking forward to this for such a long time. Like, I feel like every contestant walking through that door walked in love with Matt. Like, they were already sold before he even opened his mouth.
Absolutely. And I think as time goes on and they just get to know him more and more, they end up liking him more and more. I mean, this is the most contestants they've ever had audition for the show. So I'm definitely expecting some good ones.
Absolutely. And listen, where there is love and chemistry and connections, there is always drama. And it looks like the girls are going to be battling it out for Matt's attention, as always.
Oh my God. We're going to war for Matt's heart. Everyone is ready to go for the kill.
So going to war, going for the kill. I mean, these are not soft statements here, but I feel like there's just so much on the line. They're going to be like Claire and Tayshia's season, you know, sequestered to a resort, one property, really in a bubble. It just heightens things. And I think we all love a little bit of drama. Like, I was excited to see some rivalries being born just in this teaser.
Me too. I think it's already a totally different dynamic from what we just came from. The guys in Tayshia's cast were for the most part, respectful to each other. And these girls seem a little more feisty. They're going in for the kill. It sounds like war. So I'm ready for some drama.
I am certainly ready for some drama. And aside from just like the normal, you know, tensions in the house, the rivalries, there are some fairly shocking accusations being made throughout the house this season.
In this house, there are no secrets. Well, I've heard two different terms going around. I've heard sugar baby and escort.
She may be having a transactional relationship with wealthy men.
So, I mean, listen, obviously the rumor mill got started, but I feel like that's not the kind of thing that they don't have social media, like they don't have their phones. Obviously, this is going to be quite the tidbit of information, whether it's slipped from the producers or she's talking about it herself. Whoever this girl is, going to be a very interesting conversation. I don't think we've ever had. I mean, I'm not sure for the entire history of this show, but I don't think we've ever had these accusations made before.
No, I don't recall something like this ever being brought up, which is definitely interesting. I wonder how he'll approach the situation. And I just forget how it is having all girls. Like, I got used to all guys competing for Tayshia. So now we have all girls, and that just changes everything. You know, girls talk more. There's going to be a lot more bickering, a lot more rumors, telephone. So this could be true, or it could just be a bunch of made up stuff. I don't know, but I'm very interested to see how that plays out.
I am certainly interested. They are also, as always, sort of painting us a picture of one of our early, you know, villains, or one of the early girls who's definitely going to make a stir in the house. And that comes in the form of Queen Victoria this season.
God, yes! The queen has arrived, bitches.
Queen Victoria is definitely more of a drama queen.
Sometimes you just let a bitch go. Victoria has been a mean girl since day one. Can you tell Matt that, like, Sarah sucks?
So I'm afraid of her. Just from those 3 clips, I would not want to cross paths with the queen. I mean, Perhaps the nickname stems from like a pageant past. I know they have loved to tap former pageant girls these past couple of seasons, past couple of years, I guess. What is your initial reaction to her? Because I don't even know. I'm nervous. I'm stressed.
I feel like a girl wearing a tiara in a situation like this, that's already kind of a red flag. And I know the producers love to trick us with the promos, but just from this, she actually seems like legit mean. I don't even feel like they're painting her out to be a villain. She just is straight up mean. That wasn't very nice, but I would be scared too. Like,
seems very intense. I mean, we've already been talking about it. Of course, there's going to be drama. Of course, there's going to be villains. But you kind of touched on this earlier. There's always a different type of drama and dynamic between the guys and the girls. Girls, I feel like, have more sophisticated drama. I mean, we've been talking about Noah and Bennett until we were blue in the face. And for the life of me, I still don't even understand what they were fighting about. So I feel like we're going to have some more like intensely developed rivalries this season. There's definitely a lot of drama being teased.
So, like, brutal. I just felt so attacked. If you're gonna throw another tantrum, there's going to be an issue. If Matt sends her home, I will want to him because I'll just be like, that is so hot that he can see through her.
So interesting. I mean, I believe that was just Queen Victoria again, but sort of talking about another girl throwing tantrums or having drama. I feel bad saying this, but I'm just excited. I think it's going to be a juicy season. We're going to have some fun.
I think so too. And going off of what you just said about guys versus girls, the guys, we watch them sit around and not really talk about anything. And I feel like this will be totally different. These girls seem very confrontational and they're not going to let anything slide. It looks like everyone's getting called out here. So no one's holding back this season.
Well, that is certainly looking like that's going to be the case. Let's dive into this next clip as well.
Everyone's in it for themselves. What the hell? To mine.
So, of course, everyone's in it for themselves. This is one of my favorite conundrums of going on The Bachelor. People end up making these really close friendships, but then they're sharing a significant other. I feel like every season is essentially a ticking time bomb. At some point, once the feelings get strong enough, it just becomes every man, every woman for themselves. It's unavoidable.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, in a normal world, that would never happen. You become best friends with the girl who's also dating your boyfriend. Just no, obviously tensions are going to build at some point, whether you like the person or not. You're stuck in this same place with them with no cell phone for a really long time. I mean, something's going to pop off at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And like, it's human nature. You need somebody to confide in. You need somebody you feel like you can trust, somebody you can talk to. But then even that person is still going to have to like fight for themselves at the end of the day. So I think it's obvious to say that this is coming. But in this teaser, we do see the girls start to have a very hard time.
Listen, like, you are going to get hit with the truth. I just feel sick. I just know that I'm cracking. I'm about to explode. God, I'm just dying to talk to them. This is really hard.
I mean, I feel like we just saw like a split second of every single contestant sobbing. And then that classic, I feel like this is their new move. There's always like an ambulance shot or like a paramedic shot. They're always using, like such an intense like physical altercation. And then it always ends up being, you know, not so much. I don't know. I feel like this is expected. I feel like, you know, we want a healthy dose of drama. I'm not thrilled to see another boxing date back in the mix. It feels like they're kind of running out of ideas in these resort bubbles, but it's definitely going to be an interesting one, to say the least.
Yeah. And you know, they always throw in these like physical activities because like we said, tensions are building and that's where it all comes out. And then the annual, someone gets sent off in the ambulance. But I mean, this just looks so crazy already. There's so many emotions. We just saw like 5 different girls crying. Like that's more than we saw this past season. And it's like sad tears, angry tears, everything.
It really does look intense. And we also see Matt has a tough time as well. The pressure or the drama, something is going to get to him this season along with the girls.
Holy. You okay?
No.
Ugh, so sad. I don't even know him yet, and
He
I
does
already
not look
feel
okay.
for him. I feel like
I know,
he is
poor guy.
he's such a good guy. Like, I feel like clearly there's going to be some very intense dramas with the girls. There's going to be certain things, and they always, you know, bring it to the lead. And I just kind of feel like he's not going to want to let anyone down. I have a feeling it's going to be hard for him to say those goodbyes, hard for him to make those cuts. I'm sure he'll handle it well, but I don't know. Do you see that with Matt? I feel like he's going to have a hard time letting people down.
I totally see that. I feel like he wants to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, wants to make sure everyone's happy. But like you said, they always go to the lead with their problems. And I feel like he's not ready to deal with all these problems. And I don't think he wants to, but he seems like the type of guy who just wants to make everyone happy. And it's definitely going to get to him. I mean, him sitting on the side of the road with Chris Harrison crying. Poor guy is going through a lot, but hopefully it will all be worth it.
Hopefully it all is worth it in the end. And I mean, listen, in this next clip, you can tell like how seriously he's taking this process and how he really understands like the weight of finding the one.
One of the things that's been hard for me in my relationships is going deep and sharing who I am, what I'm about, and what I've been through, because it opens up this place that scares me.
So obviously, if you're going to find the person you're spending the rest of your life with, they have to really know you, know everything about you. And you don't have a lot of time to get to those places, to get to those serious conversations. So I think it'll be interesting. I feel like we do know a lot about Matt, but it looks like we'll be learning even more about him, what he's been through and where he comes from. I'm really excited. I feel like he's definitely got an interesting story to tell.
Definitely. And he's already acknowledging that it's hard for him to open up. On top of that, he has to do it on TV during basically a time limit. Like you said, it's hard to get everything out in this structure. So I'm worried for him, but I feel like we can trust him already. He seems like such a smart guy and he'll know how to navigate this in the right direction, I hope.
Absolutely. I mean, just like even if he's struggling to open up, the fact that he's acknowledging that he needs to open up, I feel like is a good sign. You know, he's not just like, oh, yeah, everything's cool, everything's perfect. And he also talks a lot about his family and how that's impacted him as well.
I think about my mom, I think about my brother, and how this broken family and broken marriage has affected their lives. And I don't want to put anybody through that.
Obviously, he has put it all over social media. He said it in his like GMA interviews and stuff. He is very, very close to his mom. And I think family is just something that's really important to him. And if he's going to start his family, it has to be the right fit. This is not something that he takes lightly.
No, not at all. So definitely a lot of pressure because there is an engagement at the end of all this. And after that comes marriage and a family. So he has to be fully prepared to be ready for that at the end of this.
Absolutely. Well, obviously, we do not have a crystal ball. We don't know if he's going to find, you know, the one, the love. But in this next clip, we do see him with an engagement ring. So that is a pretty good sign.
And the only thing I'm certain of is that love causes you to do things that you wouldn't normally do. I've got this beautiful diamond that represents so much more than you could ever imagine.
An all-new season of The Bachelor.
So, I mean, that certainly looks like our first glimpse of that final rose moment. He's got a ring in his pocket. I can only hope that that means he'll be getting down on one knee to propose to the love of his life. But we'll just have to wait and see. Thank God the wait is almost over. I feel like it's going to be a good season.
I think so too. I think we have a great lead here. We're going to have a very diverse, unique cast. And I mean, he's so well spoken, which is always a plus for the lead. So I'm just looking forward to this. I don't really know what to expect.
Absolutely. It is certainly going to be a crazy season. Thank goodness it is almost here. You guys, We want to know your initial reactions to that teaser and all of your predictions for Matt's season. So let us know down in the comments. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you can keep up with us all season long. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring. I was joined by the wonderful Avery Grooms. If you want to come say hi on socials, our handles are on the screen right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.